Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the language of business. Today we are diving into a company that's had a rough patch. Think of it as a DNA test revealing more than you bargained for. We're talking about 23andMe, the personal genetics company. They've just filed an 8K report, which is basically an update on significant events. This one is about their bankruptcy proceedings and how they're trying to stay afloat. We will dive into what the numbers reveal, the risks they face, and my final verdict on their situation. But before we dive in, if you like getting straightforward insights from company filings, hit that subscribe button. Join our Discord community linked in the description for more in-depth discussions. The report starts by stating the date of the event it is reporting, April 28 of last year. It's a snapshot of where they are in their restructuring journey. As the report notes, back in March, 23andMe and some of its subsidiaries filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Chapter 11 is like a financial reset button, allowing a company to reorganize and try to get back on its feet while being protected from creditors. To keep operations running during bankruptcy, companies often need extra cash. 23andMe has secured what's called debtor in possession financing, or DIP financing. This is a special type of loan for companies in bankruptcy. On April 28, they entered into a DIC credit agreement with JMB Capital Partners Lending. In simple terms, they've agreed to a loan deal where JMB Capital will lend them money. Because it's a senior secured loan, this lender gets paid back before many others if things go south. The DIP credit agreement secures $35 million. This is a crucial lifeline for 23andMe, giving them the funds to operate while they reorganize. Initially, $10 million was immediately accessible upon court approval. This initial chunk helps cover immediate expenses. The remaining $25 million is contingent on a few things, including court approval of an acceptable stalking horse purchase agreement, which needs to happen by May 7th. This means they are actively looking for a buyer to potentially acquire the company or its assets. The money from this loan will be used to cover costs related to the bankruptcy process and to fund their general operations, like paying employees and keeping the lights on. The interest rate on this loan is 14%. This is a high rate, reflecting the risk involved in lending to a company in bankruptcy. It means 23andMe will have to pay a significant amount in interest on top of repaying the loan itself. There's also an exit fee, which is essentially a bonus for the lender. This fee is triggered upon certain events like the loan being paid off or the company reaching a maturity date. They also paid a commitment fee equal to 2% of the total loan amount plus $100,000 just to secure this funding. The agreement comes with strings attached. 23andMe's ability to take on more debt, sell assets, or make investments is restricted. These restrictions are designed to protect the lender's investment. This loan is expected to be repaid by September 30 of this year. This gives 23andMe a limited time to reorganize and find a path to financial stability. Access to the remaining funds is tied to the court approving a deal with a potential buyer. This highlights the importance of finding a suitable buyer for the company's assets. The company is warning that trading in their stock is risky. This is a standard disclaimer, but it's worth paying attention to. The value of their stock could be wiped out during bankruptcy. The report includes a cautionary note about forward-looking statements. This is a legal disclaimer that reminds investors that predictions about the future are uncertain and subject to change. The report concludes with a list of exhibits, including the actual deep credit agreement. If you're a financial geek, you can dig into the full details of the loan agreement here. Now, what does all this mean? 23andMe is in a tough spot. They're relying on a high-interest loan to keep going while they try to find a buyer. The bankruptcy, while providing some breathing room, also adds a lot of uncertainty. One of their strengths is their brand recognition and the large database of genetic information they've built. This data could be valuable to other companies in the healthcare or pharmaceutical industries. However, they face significant challenges. The high interest rate on the DIP loan is a burden, and there's no guarantee they'll find a buyer willing to pay a good price for the company. Also, the personal genetics testing market is becoming increasingly competitive with more companies offering similar services. A major risk is that they won't be able to successfully reorganize and emerge from bankruptcy. This could lead to the company being liquidated, meaning its assets would be sold off to pay creditors. My conclusion is that 23andMe is in a high-risk situation. While the DIC financing provides a temporary lifeline, their long-term survival depends on finding a suitable buyer and successfully navigating the bankruptcy process. It's a race against time and a tough climb ahead. Alright, that's our breakdown of 23andMe's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.